Collegiate sports at UC Santa Cruz generate a spirited crowd of fans, whether it be basketball, volleyball, soccer, or tennis. Sports are a big part of the community, culture, and overall college experience. However, UC Santa Cruz's NCAA Division III teams have a problem. Their future funding depends on a decision made in the upcoming student body election. If the proposition does not pass, the athletic program will not continue.
Now we're faced with a student referendum. The university is now in a position that we feel like we have to go and increase our fee so that we can have a more competitive intercollegiate athletics program and a program that will operate safely and provide the kind of student welfare that we really need to have for athletics. This particular referendum is going to be $117 per quarter per student.
You know, we've needed the funding for a long time. We have a lot of energy on campus right now, good things happening for athletics, but I think it'll make a tremendous impact and it's needed. You know, I think that traditionally in most campuses across the country, if not all, athletics is a common bond for community. And the one thing that UC Santa Cruz, we do have a sense of community, but I don't know if it's a unifying sense. And I think athletics can be that common denominator that everybody flows to. So I think it's really, really a big part of what we're trying to do at UC Santa Cruz.
I believe the only public institution west of the Rockies that actually plays Division III athletics. So in order to compete, we have to travel all over the country in order to get games. Our closest opponent in men's volleyball, for example, is in Wisconsin. In order for us to play in the golf championships, which are going on this week, we have to go down to the middle of Texas.
There's a threshold of voter turnout that must be met for any referendum to pass. 25% of the students on campus have to vote, and of those 25%, 66% must vote yes in order for the referendum to pass. But UC Santa Cruz has not had a high voter turnout in recent years.
What we are asking for still is really not very much compared to what students pay at other UCs. The money that will be coming in will be primarily about student travel, student safety, and salaries to help the employees in the athletic department at least make a livable wage.
However, not all students at UC Santa Cruz are planning to vote yes.
I think it's really cool that you guys want to support the sports teams, but I still do think it's kind of expensive, to be honest. And as much as I go out and support, like, I have a friend on the basketball team, I feel like that's still a bit much to ask.
Not having an athletic department that is functioning and competitive at whatever level or division you're in, if you don't have an athletic department, then you really miss out on one of the key ways to engage your alumni and maintain their focus on you and their interest in supporting the university with not just dollars, but just their attention.
The impact will be huge. Not only will it be huge for many students' lives in the athletic realm, but it'll trickle down into even sports clubs and anything dealing with here at Opers.
Because we travel to Texas, to Minnesota, to Illinois, to Oregon, to Washington, that we have a ton of exposure nationally, and we represent the school at the highest level. I'm very passionate about giving our athletes an opportunity to attain their goals.
And because our teams have to travel so much, expenses tend to be higher than other teams who don't have to travel as far. Vans, buses, planes, and hotel rooms all add up to the team budget and takes a big toll on UCSC.
I personally feel that any student athlete, regardless of whether it be D1, Division 1, 2, 3, NAIA, I feel that collegiate athletes pick a very challenging route going into their undergraduate education. They're not only do they have to learn how to balance their academic lives, but also their lives as student athletes. And not everyone has that kind of extra challenge. And it will be great to continue to have that at the University of California, Santa Cruz.
The student athletes choose to participate in a college sport, a decision from which they gain an enriched experience, which is why this vote is very important to them. This vote will provide UCSC student athletes with the opportunity to continue playing collegiate sports, and it will determine the future of sports at the school. The voting period is between May 12th and May 18th, online at ucsc.edu. This has been Luke Pfeiffer with Banana Slug News.